Kung Fu Hot Dog apologizes for the occasional distortion in today's video. The output mic gain was just a bit higher, and it was an emotional moment when he recorded this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, when I was at the hospital today and I saw this breaking news on X, I thought this might be a sick joke somebody's invented because Chuck Norris, a great action star, movie 80s icon, has sadly passed away, and it's confirmed by Variety and a few other outlets. I won't lie, folks, but when I was looking with my mum today and I saw the news of Chuck Norris, I did actually shed a tear in the hospital. Luckily, nobody saw me, and I just whipped up my sunglasses and put them on and was going about my manly business because Chuck Norris would want me to do that. And as somebody stated on X, Chuck Norris isn't dead. He's just kicking the Grim Reaper's ass. So without further ado, folks, let's put our hands together. Let's go through the reporting by Variety and maybe any tributes if I can find any. And I tell you, this is... I have said it before, folks, that, and it was down to the Spider-Man trailer I was reacting to a few days ago. At some point, the Reaper's going to come knocking on our door, and we will kick his ass. But depending on how things go, folks, you might end up in somewhere that's better than planet Earth.
Declares war.
Welcome to the award-winning Kung Fu Hot Dog, a channel that has more balls than a 1980s Chuck Norris movie.
Damn right.
Chuck Norris, action icon, you're goddamn right about that. And Walker, Texas Ranger star, dies at 86. A lot of us would like to think this guy was actually immortal. That was always the running joke with him because he never seemed to age that much and was still doing death-defying stunts even into his twilight years. The martial arts champion who becomes an iconic action star passed away. Norris was hospitalized in Hawaii on Thursday, and his family posted a statement on Friday, which is obviously today, saying that he died that morning. While we would like to keep the circumstances private, please know that he was surrounded by his family and was at peace, which is always great to know. Ah, look at that, God. Okay, folks, I'm sorry about that. Didn't realize I was going to break down there seeing that photograph. But as an action star, Norris had a degree of credibility that most others could not match. Not only did he appear opposite the legendary Bruce Lee in the 1972 Way of the Dragon, which had an amazing fight sequence. I think it was shot in Rome, where both of them and a pussycat walking around. It was just a really great action scene. I wouldn't say the film itself is that memorable, but that fight scene certainly was and is. He was a genuine martial arts champion who was a black belt in judo, 3rd degree black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, 5th degree black belt in karate, 8th degree black belt in taekwondo, 9th and black belt in tang soo do, and 10th black in chun Kokdu. Norris was extremely prolific in the late 70s and the 80s. Of course, I've got to stop right here and mention the fact that in the 80s, I had a very good classroom mate called Rod Mason, and nearly every month he would bring up Chuck Norris's name. Oh, have you seen this film? Have you seen that film? I'm going to go through some of my favorites towards the end of this video, but they've named a couple here. You had the Octagon, Good Guys Wear Black. What's the other one I'm thinking of now? There's Silent Rage, really good film. My personal favorite with Henry Silva as the bad guy, Code of Silence, directed by soon-to-be Under Siege and The Fugitive director Andrew Davis. Really good film. If you've not seen Code of Silence, an amazing scene where Chuck Norris is actually on the top of a Chicago-bound train. It's a pretty amazing sequence how they actually filmed that. Chicago is pretty prolific in the mid-80s for doing action films as such. Incredible stuff. Invasion USA, again, I think Cannon, when he was working with them, he just saw some of the best content, probably the best movies that came out from Cannon at that time. And of course, Expendables 2 in 2012, where Norris was reunited with icons like Schwarzenegger and Stallone, but famously Norris said that he wanted the film to be rated G for all, but you can't get an R-rated franchise and lower the tone. Do you know what I mean? While he scored high on credibility, Norris did not leaven his work with humor the way Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis and Jackie Chan did. He was nevertheless the action star of choice for those seeking an all-American icon. And that is something you got to remember, folks. When it comes to epitomizing what manliness and being a beefcake is what it's all about, Chuck Norris had it in spades. Missing in Action, which, funny enough, I will be talking about towards the end of this video. They actually made the trilogy of those films, and I'm still trying to actually get the other two, which won't be hard, to be honest. Infomercials was like what still paid him his bread and butter much later on. But Carlos Ray Norris was born in Rian, Oklahoma. I think it means Oklahoma. His father served as a soldier in World War II. In 1958, he joined the Air Force as an air policeman, AP, analogous to the Army's MPs. While serving at Osan Air Base in South Korea, Norris first acquired the nickname Chuck and began his training in Tang Soo Do, which is... well, we already know about that. Discharged in 1962, Norris worked for Aerospace. Northrop, again, they made some of the best fighter craft and military equipment ever and opened a chain of karate schools. And this is where I thought that I knew about his celebrity status amongst the people that wanted to learn from him, including Steve McQueen, Chad, his son, Bob Barker, Priscilla Presley, Donny Osmond, and Marie Osmond. Oh, hell, wow. I could have sworn that maybe James Coburn was a client of his, but I think Bruce Lee had trained James Coburn. And then again, he was in the Dean Martin, Matt Helm film, The Wrecking Crew. I didn't know that. Norris met Bruce Lee at a martial arts demonstration in Long Beach, California, and played his nemesis in The Way of the Dragon, retitled Return of the Dragon for US distribution, which was a very annoying thing they used to do back in the day. But as you go on, Chuck Norris had an incredible list of movies. And, before I go, folks, I'm going to show you one last thing of Chuck's before I go. So I just wanted to show you this right here, Missing in Action, the first of really great red cover on Blu-ray. Got this dirt cheap. It is a European release, unfortunately, but hey, it was the best packaged one. And right after this video is made and uploaded on YouTube, I will be watching this in Chuck's honor. I've also got Invasion USA, which I'm probably gonna watch later on. And funny enough that I do actually mention that film, because in a few shakes I'm about to do this. So this is an MGM compilation that you can see online right now thanks to Amazon. And when it comes to manliness, the beefcakiness, the mullet, the stare, the lack of humor, Chuck is your man. And Invasion USA from 1985 pretty much sums it all. So let's watch the great man in action. That's all you need, isn't it, boys and girls? That is all you need. Is the guy dead? Let me have a look.
Hey,
Nope.
stand up like a man, so I can...
Right, they're not going to show that part. But anyway, I just want to hold that pause right there. Well, I mean, you're not going to get more money than that, are you? What an image. So, R.I.P. Chuck Norris, absolute bro icon of the 80s. Lone Wolf McQuade, That's the other TV show I'm thinking of. And he did that film with Jonathan Brandis back in the day. I think it was called Young Ninjas or something like that. Do forgive me, folks. It's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster today with me seeing my mum in hospital, and I saw this news and I was just genuinely, well, you saw my reaction here, genuinely shocked. But on that one, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you there'll be a bit more of an uplifting video after this one. Maybe tomorrow I'll upload it actually. And on that one, if I were you, if you were me, I will catch you catching me for the return of my next video. R.I.P. Chuck Norris. Go and kick the Grim Reaper's ass.
You're messing with the wrong guy.
We're up to 1 million hits. Sweet. Who is it?
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, right. Chuck! Oh.